why I'm just not really in a great mood. That plus players keep completely fucking me over for this event. I'm just done. I'm just completely fucking done. And that's why I'm not reading chat. That's why I'm just kind of taking this on with like a bit of a salty tone. Because I just think so much of it is just absolutely ridiculous. And people are just cherry picking. They're using certain points, and I get it. Some people don't like my casting. You know what? Fine. If you don't like my casting, that's great. You think I need a co-caster? That's fine. I can appreciate that. It's not going to happen, but I can appreciate that. But when you start upvoting a video of this guy that's literally skipping through parts of the VOD where I'm saying actual analysis to the start of the game, and then he's like, yeah, see, he just never talks about it. And people are replying like, oh, yeah, God, that guy, what a dick. How dare he thank his subscribers? That pisses me the fuck off. And that's why I'm really actually kind of upset. Because I like my subscribers, and you guys are fucking awesome. You deserve shoutouts. Fuck that guy. Bottom left of the map, our red Zerg player is Snute. And to the top right, our blue Terran player, Optimus. Back on Travancore this time, Optimus will not go into this. So apparently he just had an issue running down this ramp. Apparently he couldn't come down this ramp with his Marines, so I guess... we'll see what's going to happen here in the next few moments. Interesting that he couldn't get down. So obviously he proxied up here, and then he tried to come down here, but apparently his Marines got stuck, which we missed a little bit of. And then he actually pulled back around this way, come around here, and then cut in. But obviously that took so much longer that it really kind of slowed him down. So it was a little bit of a shame. But hey, that's one of the reasons we have the map contest tournament to, well, kind of find some bugs. I mean, it's mostly to test out how the maps work and stuff. Obviously, finding a bug here and there will happen. And that's one of the worst ones we've had so far, honestly, so it's not been so bad. Anyways, we're going to be seeing this link speed on the way up, and we're going to be seeing a couple queens and some zerglings on the way through as well. We're just going to be seeing Snute continue to go along. Command Center going to drop down as well. So both players opening with a fairly standard expansion-based setup. And getting ready to go. Refinery comes into play, gets set up, and is just going to be going in towards the factory. The reactor coming up as well in the barracks, and just going to be seeing the Reaper already dancing around with these Zerglings as well over on this other side. As we are just going to be seeing again the Reaper poking around, prodding around, looking to see what it can get up to. As it jumps in towards the main base. Yeah, Hellions still on the way up. Link speed coming in as well. We'll be finishing in a few moments. And again, just going to be seeing Queens, Lings continue to move around and just looking to see what else is happening. So Reaper moving through here and just going to be seeing a Hellion joining up now as well. And as we continue to move on along. Factory moves on. Starport moves on to the tech lab here. Viking will come up with the cloak on its way as well. I'm just going to be seeing these two Hellions continue to come across in towards the center of the map. Just going to be seeing more Hellions gathering together. Grenade goes down, and we will see a creep team getting picked off. I'm just going to be seeing again more Lings coming through. Cloak Banshee coming up as well. And again, just going to be seeing Lings, Queens, continue to come on out. Another hatchery coming down as well. A little bit of a slow start up here this game. Not really much to talk about. I guess we could talk a bit more about the map, which it's kind of awkward because we're not really meant to have the same map twice in a row. I kind of messed that up here a little bit, as you're going to see Optimus just pulling away here slightly, but in general, I mean, obviously third base comes up here, I guess the fourth base up towards this direction, or you could come down south. I guess we'll see how the creep spreads out. Maybe down south would be good, because the creep's going to naturally start to cover it in this sort of direction. So that could be pretty interesting, as we are going to be seeing those few Hellions setting themselves up and just trying to poke away. But the Queen's again doing a decent job as the grenade will go down. The Queen's getting blasted forwards already. Hellions coming around the left side, does pick off a creep tumor very quickly here. And again, the Viking through the south side as well to try and do a little bit more. So Viking through the south is going to see +1 missiles and +1 carapace on its way up, as we are going to be having the stim pack is starting from Optimus. So going in towards this bio play, going to be seeing a couple of engineering bays coming up as well. 1-1 going to be happening in the near future. And just going to be having the reactor coming down for the factory to get more racks up. So he's actually just going to go straight in towards that 5. What's this? Barracks. Oh, they're the engineering. For some reason, I don't know how I went about this, but I first thought for some reason those were barracks when they were building them, even though I just said they were engineering bays. I was like, what? Anyways, we're going to see 2 more barracks coming down. These lanes at the front pushing in and forwards, but we are going to see the command center just finishing. And we are going to see the Banshees pushing away at those Zerglings through the center. Lair on the way up in the main base. Baneling Nest coming down. +1 missiles and +1 carapace still coming through in the main base. I'm just going to be seeing this extractor coming up on the natural. Some more Lings, a couple more Overlords getting set up in the front. And just continue to go about all of this at the moment here. A couple of drones getting picked off to this top side. And we are going to be seeing this Viking coming along as well. Queen is able to pick off one of these Banshees here so far. And just going to be seeing what exactly will happen is you're going to be seeing another Hatchet just coming up in the main base. And still have this Viking up here. Still intrigued to see if Snute can get up and down this ramp with a drone. For now, he's just going to take this hatch down to the south side as well. So we're just going to be seeing the 4th hatch coming into play. You're going to see Lings coming across the right-hand side, just taking some map control, Bane speed as well. Hydra Den now as well to confirm our Ling Bane Hydra playstyle. As we are going to be seeing the combat shields coming into play from Optimus instead. Just going to be seeing a few more racks coming up, and again that armory coming in behind this mineral line at the moment. Extra reactors continue to come into play as well. They all actually cancel there for the moment, and they actually go into tech labs. I guess he already has a good set of reactors in the main base, right? So going into the tech labs to get some Marauder production available to him, and perhaps Ghost production a little bit later on as well. Just going to see those medevacs loading up full of Marines. Going to head across the map once again. Going to try and see what else they can do as Groove Spines is coming up. Hydras, Lings, Infestation Pit all finishing here as the Viking tries to poke at that Overlord, but it is getting pushed away. Creep Spread coming up through the center of the map. And there's going to be seeing these medevacs unloading Marines once again off over to the edge of the creep. Creep teamers will start to go down here. As we're going to be seeing the little bit of a little Urubu bird just moving around, and again those creep teamers being cleaned out. Marines going to try and push forwards again. There's more Marines, a couple of tanks coming out through the center of the map now. As we're going to see that again, that Baneling speed going to be finishing up in the next couple of moments. Marines coming in, trying to target down a Queen, but Snute just has so much in position. That medevac is so low, and Optimus failing a little bit there on his micros. Tanks now will siege, and Snute actually doesn't see those tanks momentarily again. The vision is very important to talk about on this map, because you do kind of lack vision in certain locations because of these walls that usually you'd be able to see over if the walls weren't actually there. So it's very interesting. Again, this is why this is in the new map category, because it does reduce a lot of vision that you might usually expect to have. It's very interesting as you're going to be seeing these siege tanks moving forwards. Marines are gathering up together as well, going to get ready to fight once more. There's a bunch of creep teamers coming down to the south side, and there's going to be seeing a stim coming down south as well. He's going to fight the Queens on their own. I mean, that's not bad, but now the Ling Bane and Hydra comes through, and Optimus, well, he has to kite away from this. He's going to lose a couple of tanks. He takes down quite a lot of Zerglings in the process, as we are going to be seeing more of these Lings just continue to drop. Marines turning around to fight once more. And these Hydras still there, though, able to kind of engage. There's a couple medevacs will try and maybe drop from the top side here. Snute, of course, is taking these fights kind of happily, and he knows that he's heading into Hive Tech, so it's only getting better for him in the next few moments. So we are going to be seeing these Lings again moving forwards. Banes and Hydras continue to set up towards the upper right-hand side. As we are just going to be seeing Marines continue to push on in, picking off another Hydra, so more Lings continue to come on through. As we do just have still Marines up to the top. Going to be picking off a few more of those Lings. Some Hydras getting damaged as well. Just going to be seeing more Marines loading up into the medevacs and backing away up the top side once again. Ghost Academy on the way up here at the moment for Optimus, as we're going to be seeing more of these units just moving through the center. Just going to be having the Queen setting up as well, and Again, just more Lings gathering back down to the south. Obviously, again, the Ghost Academy, they've transitioned into that later game tech here. Optimus wants to play kind of Ghost-based comps, maybe even add some Liberators too. I just wonder if he's going into it kind of quickly. Okay, Snute's, Ultra Cavern's coming in. I'm just a bit afraid the same's going to happen as to what happened with Solar, where Solar basically got into that position where all of a sudden he is being, he's able to just hit a timing where there's just a whole bunch of damage dealt. The whole bunch of damage dealt as Ghosts come up, and it's that investment of the Terran and Ghosts while the Zerg is just made hit Lingbane Hydra, and Ghosts aren't really made to deal with Lingbane Hydra. Like, sniping down a Hydra or sniping down 3 Hydras is nowhere near as valuable as sniping down 3 Ultras. So it's, 1 Ultra, of course. So it's a little bit interesting as we're going to be seeing the Lingbane Hydra continue to come back in towards the center. 2 Medivacs loading up. They're just going to come up to the top side. Ghost Academy is researching that cloak upgrade, so the Ghosts have the cloak to play with. Snute invests into a couple of infestors. They're going to be becoming part of this composition as well here in the next few moments as that Ghost again on the way out, and again just units in general coming up at the front. 2 Medivacs loading up and coming down to the south side. Lings are setting up for a run by. As he runs into the Hydras though. That could not have been more unfortunate for Optimus. At least he turns around and gets an infestor for it. As to the top side, this drop as well. Found by Zerglings. Snute is just all over the map, able to deny Optimus from moving around. Those Marines load back up. This time he doesn't lose anything though, Optimus. He's going to see those Lings working their way through those rocks. A few of the Lings peeling away in towards this tank army as well. As we are going to be seeing the Biogun stim once again and just going to be looking for a little bit more here. Meanwhile, to the top side, Lings and Banes still pushing on forwards, and, well, a couple of snipes coming down. I really don't know if you should snipe the Banelings, especially those ones in the front. I really felt as though Optimus just had enough to push that back there no matter what, as the orbital will come down and drop once again. More Lings, Hydras, and so on coming in through the top side. Changelings setting up to the top as well, and we're just going to be seeing this Overseer going to be coming through also, as we're going to be having the Ultras, Lings, still setting up here from Snute. I'm going to be just seeing Optimus continue to set up into this right now. Marines and Marauders spreading out a little bit as some more Creep Tumors still setting up, some more Changelings still setting up to this top side. Alright, going to see more Marines on the way out. Another Siege Tank coming into play, a Medivac as well. Another couple of tanks getting set up at the moment, and we're just going to be seeing another hatchery through the south. In the end, Snute still hasn't moved up this ramp. I don't know if he can or not. Yeah, he can't. He's clipped around and he goes the long way around, so this ramp is unusable. That's obviously a big issue here. We're going to be seeing Marines and Marauders continue to push on forwards, and we are going to see this hatchery going to get picked off. So that goes down here, so we're going to see the Ultralisk is going to be taking another couple of shots. Medivacs load up again. Cryptium is still pushing out through the middle. And now a nuke coming into play as well. I mean, Snute's ZvT really is one that generally goes a long time. It generally takes a while to resolve because of the way it sets up. As we do see these 2 Medivacs loading up, and they're going to come up to the top side of the map themselves, as we see some Lings and Banes coming forwards too. More Ultras, Banes, etc. also setting up right now. As we're going to be seeing these units going to stem and pick away at a few of these Creep Tumors. So a few Creep Tumors going down. Marine's going to load up once again, and just going to be seeing the hatchery down to the far south side. Some Hydras are going to move out also. There's a couple of Spires on the way, plus 2 missiles, plus 3 melee. All on the way up here as the Nidus network also dropping down on this left side. A few more Marines just dropping out. And those Medivacs in the top left corner are going to be unloaded as we see again more Lings, Banes, and Ultras gathering up. And Snute obviously now wants to kind of launch himself in towards this position on the top side of this. And if Ghosts going to come and respond, they deal with Lings very effectively, even without having to cast anything. It's been a long time since we've seen the Nidus network as a method of harassing in the later stages of the game. You know, throwing down a Nidus in the mineral lines and just being able to use it as a way to pull the Terran player back heavily while setting up other attacks. It was a really popular strategy back towards the start of Legacy of the Void when Ultras were very powerful. And it really just made the Terrans just have no idea what to do. I mean, New Gettysburg late game when Ultras were just popping out in your main base of the Terran, you had to have like 3 or 4 Liberators dedicated to being on like Nidus duty, which basically like shutting down Overlords, and just as well as that, obviously at the same time, just like shutting down Ultras, besieging up on top of the Nidus every time it did pop down. Well, 5 bases coming up here now from Optimus, as Snute did get up to this top side in the end, and gets that hatchery going. Still 2 medevacs of Optimus up here as well, which have just been inactive for a little while now. Meanwhile, Snute finally getting towards that great Aspire. Snute always has been much more of a Broodlord player than an Ultras player. He really loves that, the Broodlord's, you know, his style. He oftentimes skips the Ultras to go straight into Brood, depending on what he's playing, who he's playing. He really has always been one to play late game Broodlords. So Snute's getting in towards his element here. As Optimus, well, he's no, he's no kind of amateur when it comes to longer games either. He really is kind of a bit of a veteran, honestly, because he's been playing a lot of mech. He's used to his games going long. In fact, some of the recent games of Optimus that I did cast were 30, 40-minute long games. These two in general could be looking towards a very long series right now, as we see some Corruptors to the top side. They're looking for some pickups as these Banes don't find anything. Just going to be seeing 2 more Ghost Academies continue to come up. Nuke is on its way. Off and away into the sky it goes. And it's going to drop down over on this base. Snute's going to have to look around to try and find where that Nuke is. Obviously, that's going to be a difficult thing. It looks though he hasn't quite found it, so it's going to connect on this mineral line. And that is 7 drones picked off just like that. Overseer's leading the charge. They're going to go down pretty quickly. Not sure that's what he really wants to do. As well, Optimus is taking down these rock towers. That blocks off this area now. And just in general, Snute is not able to find a way to actually attack at the moment, it seems. He is going to be very hard-pressed to actually attack into these positions. Even if these rocks go down, this is a massive choke point into tanks and ghosts. How do you commit into that? I don't know if you do. I really don't know if you can, as we're going to be seeing these couple of command centers on the way up. Another nuke coming down on this far left-hand side. 2 more nukes on the way up at the moment, as we're going to be seeing again. Well, actually, a Fungal Grove or 2 on those ghosts. That's a huge deal because it cancels the snipes. 9 drones going down as the nuke has landed once again. Snute's just not realizing those nukes on that base. That's hurting him, and he's going to see, well, 3rd time in a row. I mean, at this point, he's just looking to kill the hatchery. But this ghost is very visible. Well, is there a detection, I guess? I suppose not. It's on its way. It's not going to be there in time. That is going to be not quite a kill, but it gets low. Oh, I mean, maybe he could go for the actual just attacks with the ghost to kill it. Now he's going to try and nuke over on this side again, just changing it up with the same ghost. The Overseer surely has to be... Where are the Overseers? There's just no detection at the moment, and that's Snute's issue. This nuke is going to be pulled away from at least, though. We'll lose an extractor, though, which is still something. Snute trying to find a way to attack this. Is actually, though, Optimus is going to bring the fight to Snute. Moving in towards the center of the map. Those ghosts find an EMP on the Hydras. That doesn't do anything, believe it or not, as now the snipes coming down, but a huge fungal growth on the army. Well, that's going to be devastating as well, but it's not too bad. So Optimus is able to keep on pushing forwards, it seems. 94 lings in reproduction from Snute. He's probably going to go into a ton of banelings in the very near future. I mean, a ton of banelings to roll on in towards these ghosts. Let's see what might happen here as those ghosts getting set up and ready to go. We're going to see another nuke dropping down in the very near future. As we're going to be seeing again these creeped queens coming in, but this one ghost has found so much damage with these nukes. I feel like he's also a bit of a risk taker, standing closer and closer to this nuke every time. This one doesn't really connect on anything, now hits into the mineral line instead, and Snute is just like, God damn it, can you stop? I think this ghost is finally going to go down, but now a nuke to the south side too, and it's nuclear warfare at the moment as Snute is going to be stuck on that top side as well, and that nuke lands. Oh my god, this ghost has picked up 19 kills as another nuke picks up 10 more drones, and Optimus in the late game is having an absolute baller of a time. He's absolutely killing it. These nukes are insane, as now Liberators, tanks, and ghosts hold the middle of the map, giving him new bases to mine from, which he didn't have available to him previously. Another nuke to the south side, and we're just going to be seeing more of these Marines pushing through the center. A couple of creep tumors getting cleaned out. Continue to pick his way through all of these. He's going to see that nuke is going to drop down, and just going to be seeing... Oh no, the ghost killed itself in the nuke. These couple of medevacs units are going to lift up and get away. Looks like he's just going to keep on dropping. Maybe not even interested in really doing much more with these. Just wants to keep on nuking and distracting as much as possible. As you're going to see those medevacs unloading on a couple of these different bases. As we are going to be seeing again these Lings, Banes, Corruptors all coming through. And, well, another nuke does actually land. Oh my god. Optimus just has like non-stop nukes. It just keeps on happening. He's got how many? 3 Ghost Academies is it? Or 4? 3. 3 Ghost Academies just making nukes all of the time, and Snute's economy is disappearing recently. 39 workers killed, 300 Zerglings killed this game. As you're going to see, this Infestor unfortunately did not actually want to be here. It will also go down as finally the ghosts are being found. Finally they're being shut down, but god, that took a little while. finally Snute does some cleanup. We're going to be seeing those Liberators sieging up again. Another nuke is going to be dropped down to the south side. And it's going to be dropping and finishing in just a moment or two. As we are going to see that dropping down onto this hatchery. So that's going to blow up and do a little bit more damage as Lings continue to move forwards. The Banes continue to move in as well. The Planetary Fort is still getting to work as Liberators just sieging up. The Corruptors getting to work too. Working their way through those... working their way through those Liberators before the Ghosts actually push them back with the snipes. Snute runs out of units here and might just have to disengage. He denied a base, which he might just have to be happy with for now. These Lings can't get out up that ramp because it's bugged out. Oh man, that's a massive issue. I think we might have to take Travancore away from being played in the future because that ramp is a massive deal at the moment. That's really hurting players all over the place now. It's funny because we've seen Travancore a couple of times. It's the first time last game we saw this had been an issue, and now we've seen it again. It's been a massive issue in this 20-minute game. Alright, so just going to be seeing Snute running around here. His bank 5k, not quite maxed out just yet, as Optimus doesn't have as much of a bank, but is maxed out. His army supply way up and leading as well. His army is just deadly. 29 Ghosts and 10 Libs. A few tanks to back up, a few Marines here and there. Another nuke coming down, just kind of all over the place. Cleans up some creep, keeps Snute busy, keeps Snute running around the map in general. You can see that nuke is about to land here, and as it goes down, a couple of these creep tumors will be picked off. Another nuke going to come down the same location. Maybe just try and capture like a transfer instead of units or something. A Liberator is actually on this base, and now he's going to nuke at the same time. Maybe hoping to catch the units as they come back in or come across. The Ghost is going to get picked off over here to the top side. The nuke will land, and Optimus is taking the opportunity to push further forwards with this army, pushing through this top side of the map. So Optimus is able to push further on forwards. Another creep team again picked off. Lings and Banes from the left, some Banes to the top, all running on in here and looking to see what they can do. As oh my god, these units are getting going. I know it's very laggy, guys. I'm not sure why the FPS is so bad at the moment, but these snipers are coming down. I mean, some Ghosts connected, some Banes connected with the Ghosts. The Ghosts were going on down, as we're going to be seeing more and more of these Ghosts just sniping away, and Snute, his economy just again being ravaged. I mean, again, okay, he stays at 65 drones, but compared to where he was at, he's lost 50 workers to those set of nukes, and you know, that's Ghosts, you know, that's workers he has to rebuild. It's used up a lot of his bank. He's not been replenishing his bank as quickly. And Optimus now maxed out. Snute doesn't have many minerals left over. I think Optimus might have had enough harassment throughout this game to really basically push through into Enders in the near future. 12 Ultras are popping. If the snipes are good enough, that might not even matter, because if those Ultras go down too quickly, that could be a massive issue. Well, that's going to be seeing the Ultra coming in from the top side. Doesn't get sniped just yet. There's just going to be seeing a Ghost getting set to go onto this hatchery once again. So a little bit more damage being done again. Snute clawing his way towards being maxed out in the next few moments. Well, Ultras to the right, taking down those rocks. We've seen these Ultras in general, just looking to see what else might happen, as we're going to be seeing these few Ghosts moving through the middle of the map and just going to be trying to drop some snipes down, surely. Should be 2 dead Ultras, has a scan as well, doesn't quite get the final snipe on that Ultra there. As this Ultra is not going to have a great time. Planetary Fortress will pick it off in the next few moments unless it backs away. No, Ultralisk didn't pull away in time. It's another expensive unit for Snute that he just can't completely afford to rebuild at the moment. Liberator is going to unsiege and reposition as Optimus thinks about where he wants to attack into next. Another nuke on one of the healthier bases of Snute down to the south side momentarily. You can just off-center at the moment, makes it a little bit harder to spot. As you're going to be seeing these Ghosts sniping down the Ultras, and, well, the biggest issue is those Banelings, which he has to keep pulling away from. Has to now split up a little bit as he does kill off an Ultra. The Banes are mostly gone, so he can get back to sniping. Doesn't need to. The Liberators did a good job. Snute will type out GG, as that's going to be Optimus taking. So top left hand side of the map, our blue Zerg player starting us off down a game. Our blue Zerg from Team Liquid, Snute. We have our frames back, isn't that beautiful? Bottom right hand side, our red Terran player is Optimus. Let's see what he can go for in the next few moments. So game 2, Arashi is one of the rush maps here, and we'll see if it is going to be used in that way by these players. It's a much shorter rush distance up through the center of the map. So coming up through the middle, you have this little pathway here, you get up to the top. But what gets interesting to me is that it's a rush map that gives you a fairly easy third base. So, obviously you expand here initially, you come out, you've got this natural, and then you come out the natural into the third right there. And obviously it's up a couple of different ramps, but it's much easier to take than you might usually expect. There is some rocks to the side you have to think about as well, though, so it's a weird mix of like, hey, take 3 bases, but watch out, because I am potentially going to attack you from all directions very quickly, because there's basically no rush distance on the map. So very interesting here, as you're going to see that spawning pool coming up in the main. We are going to be seeing the extractor on its way down, going to be finishing up in the near future as well. So getting into this and just going to be seeing the extractor about to finish, spawning pool coming up as well. As we are going to be having the Reaper on the way up from Optimus in the main base. So that's going to be finishing in a moment or two. And as that finishes, they'll head across the map to be able to start dancing with those Zerglings, pick up that early information. And of course, with the factory coming down, we begin to see just what the follow-ups here are going to be in the near future. So looking towards that, as we're going to be seeing that command center is going to be coming up on the natural. And again, Reaper getting ready to go across the map. Factory will be going across here soon too. Alright, Reaper towards the upper left-hand side. Zergling coming down the left, and just going to be having command center on its way in the middle as well. Couple of things down the right hand side coming in towards the natural as well, and just going to be seeing this SCV being nibbled away at, as we are going to be having the Zergling getting some damage dealt. Some more SCVs coming down this ramp also, and just going to be fighting away at this. So Reaper comes in. Going to be seeing the Zergling taking some more damage as well, and the factory going to swap over to the reactor. As you see that Zergling getting taken down. A couple of Hellions on the way up. Tech Lab coming down the barracks. A starport being built as well. As this Reaper coming up the top side of the map to see what is going on. A Ling speed upgrade is continuing to come on through. I'm just going to be seeing the Hellions going to be popping and getting ready to go as well. Barracks moves off, and the starport will be able to get something done here as well in the near future. First couple of Hellions arrive. Just expand up towards the third base. We're going to see that Medevac coming down here as well. So he's already setting up in towards that, of course. So Medevac coming out. I'm just going to be seeing the Reapers and a couple of Hellions continuing to fight away at this here. Grenade goes down, blasting that Queen backwards a little bit. And just going to be seeing Optimus gathering up once again. So gathering up, getting ready to go, and just going to be seeing a few more drones on the way out also. There's a couple more Queens, another few Zerglings coming into play. That Liberator's coming out of the main base. And again, those few Hellions just working their way through that hatchery. As that takes some more shots, they'll just continue to be nibbled away at. Optimus going to turn around and start fighting onto that Queen again. Still a little bit more damage as well. Medevac's going to be loading up these Hellions. Again, set to go. And again, just going to be having the Liberator on its way out of this main base. Medevac's up the top left with the Hellions inside. Will change location, and just going to be seeing the double Evo chamber coming down then from Snute now. As extra racks coming down, Optimus getting set up into this. Just bioplay once again. I mean, I'm imagining he's going to be looking for a similar start to what we've been seeing in the last couple of games from him. They attempt to go in towards a heavy ghost count into that later game setup, because obviously he's very comfortable there. I think very apparent just in that last game that he can play the late game against one of Europe's very best late game players. So he's probably feeling pretty good about it and looking to not really change much up, although right away here, Optimus finds 10 worker kills and still has Hellions alive in the natural. I mean, this is just damage for Snute, which is going to be difficult to recover from. We're going to see a couple more of these Zerglings still going down. Morling's running in, and well, I mean, 17 workers. This is just crazy. He dropped back down on the third base, which is where those extra drones are going down, and Optimus has just ravaged Snute's mineral lines here. 18 workers dead at this stage of the game. That's a third of Snute's economy. Now he's on 36 drones. He is in a little bit of a difficult spot to continue on. What do you actually do? Well, Optimus goes into extra barracks and the stim comes up. He'll get into aggressive opportunities, which might just straight up kill Snute, now that Snute has a lack of economy based on how this game has been going. And you see those Marines again just pushing away the few Zerglings from the front door. And we've seen more of these Lings coming back up through the center of the map, coming in towards the top side. 1-1 melee upgrades coming in from Snute here, and that's going to be finishing in just a few moments. Stimpack continuing along, and going to see the 1-1 upgrades as well. Also going to be finishing up as we're going to be seeing that layer coming down. Lings, Queens, Creep Tumors, all setting up. So just going to opt for the Roach Roar in here, even though he is going melee upgrades. I mean, Snute is one player who's always liked that Roach Ravager style. Now with melee upgrades, he's looking to play something more like a Ling Ravager style, most likely in the near future. And just going to be seeing a Siege Tank on the way out of the main base, and we're just going to be seeing SCVs dropping down some more depots, just building up walls. I mean, I guess it's a very difficult map to wall off, right? Because you've kind of got to have a wall here once those rocks go down, and here, and maybe even out here. Right now, Optimus is playing with no walls, and that could be a mega issue for him running later into the game. You know, as he goes later into the game, we could just see Ling run-bys just completely shutting him down and really causing a lot of issues for him. Most likely, as you're going to be seeing those Marines, the tanks, gathering up together. 1-1 upgrades, the Roach Speed coming through, and we're just going to be seeing the Infestation Pit is on the way up, as the Banner Nest is about halfway done as well. Combat Shields is also coming through here from Optimus, and we're just going to be seeing the Marines and tanks into the medevac, so he's going to keep on keeping up the pressure. Remember, he did a lot of damage early, and that makes it difficult for Snute to survive future attacks, and Optimus trying to take advantage of that now by attacking sooner rather than later. And right now, Snute's in this weird position where he's got a few Lings and a few Roaches, but not really a lot of either, and so an attack like this could become very difficult and just deadly. I mean, those Lings run in, they do absolutely nothing. So already pretty much the Lings are gone. Now it comes down to the Roaches. We have two tanks here. How do you actually fight this? Well, you just kind of don't. They don't have +1 missiles either, so they're not going to deal with these units super quickly or anything. And just look at the damage these tanks are doing. Oh my god! Snute is just draining the units at the moment. Queens will transfuse each other as these Marines have to be a bit careful. I mean, he'd like to still fight with the tanks, of course, in general. Is he target firing as well? I think he is a little bit, because he's not just hitting the units in the front with those tanks. He is target firing Queens. This is so good. If he was not target firing here, he would not have hit those Roaches every time. He would not have hit the clumps of units, and he would not have done anywhere near as much damage. So Optimus with some great control on not just the Marines, which is always kind of pointed out when the Terran player plays, but on these tanks as well, using that target fire to make the most of this push, which he's rewarded with by killing off this 4th base, so that goes down. So this 4th hatchery does fall here, so we're going to be seeing more of these tanks coming up the left-hand side, Marines as well. Also coming up in this direction. Continue to get set and ready to go into the next little stage of this, and just going to be seeing these Marines already picking off an Overlord. Again, continue to push on through. Going to see a couple of drones taking some damage. We're going to be seeing tanks still just sieging up. Marines going to stand forwards and going to get rid of one Ravager. Maybe a second. No, not quite. Not just yet. That Hive still coming through here at the moment for Snute, as you're going to see this medevac unloading over in the natural expansion. Optimus getting some Marines into this mineral line where drones will start to drop. So drones going down. 5 workers killed. This medevac loads up, comes back up to the top side as more Marines of Optimus going to come in up the left, try and see what they can do as well. Gets rid of a Queen, going to go for a few more drones, and just going to be seeing a bunch of workers going down. 15 workers picked off as Roaches, Ravagers, Queens pushing in over the left-hand side here. Again, those Marines dropping down behind the main base. Mineral line doing a little bit of damage as well. 2-2 upgrades on the way for both players. Just continue to set up in towards that. He is just going to be seeing, though, Optimus really has just done too much damage. Now remember, even if we do see Optimus take the 2-0 lead, we still do cast the 3rd and final game of the series. Now Snute cleans that up and still just pushing through the center as Optimus is coming in towards the upper left-hand side. A few more Marines just gathering up together as well, and gonna get ready to keep on pushing here, Optimus, as he comes all the way in towards the upper left, and just gonna be seeing those tanks gonna get ready to start sieging up and seeing what they can do. Some corrosive piles coming down. Queens are going to start taking some damage. As we're going to see moving to the left-hand side, this hatchery taking some shots as well. So a little bit more damage being done once more here. There's again Tank Siege and the Ravagers already taking some shots. I mean, there's just so many tanks in the back as well, and the Ravagers go down so quickly here, especially with the Marines firing on them. And as you can see, Snute, he might just about clean this up, but in the long run, he's not going to have enough to keep going, and that's why he has to type out GG. Optimus more interesting than the out-of-game screen. As we jump on in, let's see what is going to go down. To the top left-hand side, our blue Terran player from Team Revolution. It is Optimus. He's going up against the red Zerg to the bottom right-hand side from Team Liquid. It's Snute. Final game between these two. As again, yes, Innovation will be coming out and playing again after this matchup. He'll be coming out to play Optimus initially, and then Snute to wrap up our day on Group D. But again, we have to finish up Group A today so that we have a round of 8 bracket ready for tomorrow's quarterfinals, which will be starting around the same time as we started today. Overlord coming up towards the top side of the map here from Snute. Going to be setting up and getting ready to go. Hatchery coming down. Hatchery first then, so nothing crazy, not like a gas pool hatch, which could get him a couple of lings out and maybe open up more aggressively. Just a lot more standard in general here, as you're going to be seeing that barracks coming up at the front. Already rallied down to the low ground, that SCV as well, by the way, so he's just going to be expanding. I mean, when don't you expand right away in the TVZ? Pretty much never. I mean, the expansions are just like the go-to. I can't think of the last time I saw one base TVZ play. I mean, obviously, if you see some proxied barracks going down, right? But other than that, there's nothing that really works in terms of delaying the CC. I guess very rarely you might see something like a faster factory before, like maybe like a marine factory, and that does delay the CC a bit, but not massively still. As we are going to be seeing the command center patrolling around. Going to drop down the command center, command center there. CV expanding. Again, exactly what we were kind of expecting. As we set up on Treachery, a map by the young Rustler. Someone who actually quite enjoyed the map of last map contest. I just feel we haven't seen much of Treachery because the few games we have seen on it have been a little bit too fast for my liking. So hopefully Snute and Optimus will give us one of those longer games again to really see this map be kind of played on, be felt out. It would be nice to see. Reaper coming down towards the bottom right-hand side of the map here to see what's going on. Looking to see what's going to happen, and just moving down to the south side. Be coming up here as well. As the Reaper moves in, just going to be kind of fighting away onto that drone, and just going to be seeing it going down in the next couple of moments. Nice first pick off there. Snute made a spore crawl off of one of the drones, but just didn't save the second one, unfortunately. As the Reaper backs away from those lings, we'll see the starboard coming up. And again, double gas, not an immediately super fast free CC, but we could see the free CC coming in the next couple of minutes as well. As we're going to be seeing a tech lab starting to drop down on this barracks. A couple of Hellions on the way out. And Ling Speed will be finishing in the very near future as well. So Ling Speed going to be finishing up soon too. As we do just have the Reaper being pushed away by the Queen. And the Spore Crawler also on the way up right now in the front of the Natural. Let's continue to push that Reaper away up into the center of the map, and again just a little bit up and down as that Reaper looks for some fights. And there's a couple of Hellions coming through and just going to be firing away at some of those Zerglings. Raven on the way up as well. We haven't really seen much Raven play in TVZ, I have to say, even on the new patch. So actually kind of excited to see a Raven from Optimus and see what he's going to try and use it for in these next few minutes. So getting set up and ready to go into this right now. Is going to be seeing a couple more Hellions on the way out, and just going to be seeing what else they can do, as we're going to be seeing a Zergling coming back in towards the main base. All the way up here, looking to see what's going on. And again, Factory just going to be dropping down as well. So Factory drops down as well, that Zergling comes into the main, and again, just another couple of Hellions firing away, but that will be it for now. Reaper will take some more damage. A grenade goes down, and the Queens do get blasted backwards. We're going to be seeing this creep tumor is going to be picked off there. Again, Reaper and a few Hellions. Just setting up in the center of the map. Stimpack on the way through as well from Optimus, and just going to be seeing these units coming all the way back up to the top side. A couple more Queens on the way out, some more Zerglings coming through as well, and just going to be seeing that Raven coming all the way back behind this mineral line, and just going to be hiding away there. As we're going to be seeing Creep continue to spread on out in towards the center. Creep going up in just both directions, and yeah, again, that Raven just in the back. Just sat around, and again, a couple more Evo Chambers coming down. More drones on the way up, and reactors. Really, another game which looks very similar to the last couple. Wait to see exactly what style Snute wants to play, but if Evo Chambers initially, probably melee upgrades once more, as we do see. Last game was a bit weird, kind of like the melee upgrades into the roaches. Didn't really work out, but of course he was so far behind. This game, Optimus didn't deal as much damage early game. So he's going to use this Raven now and again for auto turrets, and he will force the drones off the mineral lines. And he gets 1 or 2 kills, but really, again, nothing substantial. The lost mine time is the biggest thing happening at the moment. As we do see a lot more Zerglings coming across the map here. Going to be attacking on in. This SCV will go down on the wrong side of the wall off, unfortunately. Marines obviously not fast enough to kill all of those Lings in time to save it. As we are going to be seeing again, 1-1 starting on into play. So, the 1-1 on either side, both players are keeping up with each other. And Snoot's starting to establish that creep spread onto the map, which obviously usually does go a long way to helping out. As we're going to see another couple of creep teamers coming down here. And again, just going to be seeing the barracks pumping out a few more Marines. More of these things all the way down to the south are maybe going to get ready to come out into the center once again. Splitting up just a little bit as you're going to be seeing the auto turret coming down, and it does get picked off in total, but 4 work is not bad. And Snoote's lair coming through. And this stage still a very passive game. Now Optimus again, as his first medevac start to come out, that's the sort of stage he's going to want to start moving around the map properly. Start to actually really deal some damage here. He's going to see, he's even going to unsiege the tank, so he might go for a bit of a larger push. He does have these Hellions, they can morph into Hellbats, and that would join this fight as well. He's making the armory anyways for the 2-2s, so it's not like it's something additional he has to invest into. It's just an added benefit of having kept those Hellions alive throughout the earlier stages of this game. Infestation bits dropping down here from Snute as well. The 1-1 melee upgrades are going to be finishing very shortly. As we do just again see Marines, tanks down through the left. Hellions in the center. Still poking their way through some of these Queens, and again, a scan will come down to start cleaning up some of this creep spread now. Very nicely done. Hellions are still fighting up to this top side, and just going to be seeing the Queens taking some more damage. More Queens over to the left, as we're just going to be seeing Optimus has to back away a little bit. He's mostly just pushing out in a way that the creep spread now, which is generally what you want to do with 1-1. He's actually going to try and maybe run by with these Hellions, but Lings are on their way over. And as they move into Hellbats, Lings are actually going to think twice, but I guess there's no real reason to rush into it, right? Why run into that fight if you could just wait a few more moments and get a couple of Queens out and down that direction instead? 2 more tanks siege up as Marines are setting up just out the front as well. More Zerglings up the left-hand side. I'm going to see another couple of Hellions getting picked off as well. Lings running right in towards this third base. As we're going to be seeing Marines stimming the tank sieges up. I'm just going to be seeing in general here Marines medevacs from Optimus. Going to drop into the main base, so a little bit of a drop here getting off for him as Hive Tech comes through. See some Corruptors from Snute, so playing a Lingbane Corruptor style is fun. Obviously he already has the Infestation bit finished as well, so you can go into some units off of that. With the Hive coming up, his Vipers will be available to deal with the tanks a bit better. And let's see how this goes. And also, I guess the Corruptors will help to deal with these drops, something which Snute hasn't really had throughout these games so far. As, oh man, though, Optimus is just in multiple locations, and right now Snute just doesn't seem capable of keeping up. He's just a little bit slow to each one of these fights all the time, and that's painful. 10 drones going down. These tanks are actually doing quite a bit more as well. He targets down the bins, which means the Marines can actually unload and fight here once again for a bit longer. Able to keep on fighting against more of those Zerglings, lifting up again. I'm just going to be seeing creep spread pushing out in towards the center of the map. So that's something that Snute does have. He's keeping his creep out there, even if Optimus is trying to slow it down. I mean, the presence of creep just slowed down a Terran player in general, as Ultra's Cavern comes up at the same time as the Ghost Academy, and we're getting into that later stage of the game once again. As we see two medevacs going to load up, they head to the right, and this drop play is continuous from Optimus. He knows he needs it, because otherwise he just does not have a way to really keep Snute busy, to keep Snute from just all-out kind of teching, attacking, and just control the map with all of that creep, etc. If you leave a Zerg alone, it's just, you know, the best time possible basically to ever be a Zerg, if you're just left alone to do your own thing, and that's what Optimus is not doing. Constant pushes, constant drops throughout the game to keep this going. Two medevacs down the right hand side, going to be dropping in towards the main shortly, or maybe even just stopping short and picking off this 5th hatchery, although Snute double expanding, picking off one of the bases. I mean, it'd be nice, but it wouldn't be game ending or end of the world sort of stuff. As we are going to see those medevacs into the main in just a moment. The medevac's actually going to hit this left-hand side too, so he will get rid of one of these bases, it seems. Snute currently dealing with the attack in the main, has not split units away to deal with the left side. He cancels instead, content that he is going to get a drop-off, or kind of keep this base alive to the right-hand side. As he picks off one of those drop ships, one of the medevacs goes down. Corruptor still chasing in and continuing to fight their way through this medevac. It goes down here pretty much instantly, as we're going to see the Lings going for a surround and just going to be able to pick off a few more Marines. To the left-hand side, more of these Lings coming in. That's another set of the bio picked off here. Snute maxed out, and Optimus at 140 supply. I'm a little bit concerned if Snute just goes and attacks. What the hell is Optimus going to do about it? As you are going to be seeing more of these units just coming up this left-hand side. Lings going to start working their way through these rocks as well. So they're working their way through this right now, and as it gets taken down, obviously you can just come up towards the upper left side to potentially run on in here. A couple of Corruptors are chasing down medevacs again. Optimus has not been allowed to have the drops lately, and as momentum swings into Snute's favor, he really is making the most of it here as he begins to set up, but obviously the Sim City is going to be difficult to break. The ghost count starting to rise, and maybe Snute doesn't quite have the chance that Solar did that one time to kind of kill Optimus just before the ghost numbers really begin to rise on up. Corruptors picking off a full medevac once again. An empty medevac is left over. And as you see at the same time, units just unloading over here, picking off a queen, another creep tumor or two as well. And again, just continue to deal damage with this. As we're going to be seeing Marines continue to be lifted up and to move away over to the right side. More ghosts and Marines in the center. Final set of upgrades from Optimus will be finishing shortly, slightly ahead of those of Snute, but with the way that he's building up, I really highly doubt Optimus will make an aggressive move on the map in the next couple of minutes. He really wants to wait for more ghosts. The more ghosts he has, the better this is going to get for him as the game goes through. A lot of units into the center of the map right now. Ling's coming in, already those ghosts, a few of them going down actually. Snute, does he have a Bane in this? He does. He does have centrifugal hooks, so why does he not just morph in some Banes? I'm intrigued. Just really keeping himself away from that. I mean, he has a lot more minerals than gas at the moment, so maybe he doesn't want to spend that gas on Banes. Instead, he wants to use it to create tech units. But again, as the ghost count rises, Banelings in general are going to be a big part of this. And there we go, he does now morph in Banes, so he is going to be Banelings he spends that gas on. Obviously, it's just going to be back at home. I was thinking, you know, why doesn't he just morph in Banes and attack? But obviously, maybe he just doesn't want to commit that hard. The Lings is a bit different. He got in with 3 ghosts, and he's able to just got in, killed 3 ghosts, and he's able to pull back very quickly as well. As we do see the medevac hunted down, it falls, and these queens should be able to clean up the last couple of Marines, if not, if only very slowly, doing 1 damage at a time because of those armor upgrades. Feels bad, man. Queens, they try. Eventually they will clean it out as Snute goes to the top right hand side, so looking to engage in from this sort of angle, maybe in towards this planty fortress, which did take the gold base initially for Optimus. Snute didn't even think about moving towards the gold again, expanded towards the Terran player, no thank you. He'd much rather stay kind of in his own corner of the map, as far away from the Terran player as possible, to stop those rally pushes, to stop the quick counter attacks that can be so very deadly if you needed kind of a few moments to get Banelings up, etc. Snute half the map covered in creep. That is his to control here. As you see some Marines scanning and stimming to try and get rid of it, but it's just not been too successful because Snute is again in multiple locations defending, and at most he's lost 1 creep tumor. Not really worth the units which Optimus gave up for that. Morlings and Ultras coming in from the left-hand side. And as you're going to see these Corruptors caustic spraying down this orbital. First snipes of the game starting to come through, and the first Ultra will go down. Well, he actually loses a bunch over here. Obviously has to relocate the base. Is now going to see this planetary fortress maybe in some trouble as well. Bane's here too. Those Banes could just target themselves towards those Marines and those Ghosts. Oh my god, the Ghosts are going to start taking damage. He'll kill a fair few of them, as the Banes will help to finish off the planetary as well. Just enough Banelings there from Snute to kill the planetary after getting rid of some of the Ghosts as well. 19 workers killed an Optimus this game. He's not being allowed an economy. He's not being allowed to just mind up himself, really, like he was being allowed to back on the first map of the series, back on Travancore. Just going to be seeing those Overseers still coming up the right-hand side. A few more Broodlords, a few more Ultras on the way out, and the Ghost Economy going to be finishing again in the near future. Marine's going to go down once more, and just going to be seeing those units getting picked off. A lot of Changelings coming down too. Just going to be seeing Ghosts, Marines, Medivacs. Just going to be setting themselves up. Those Changelings, though, getting a lot of info, and Optimus has not realized it just yet. So that's a little bit of a shame, as we do see the Carapace upgrade on the Great Aspire about to finish up. Optimus still setting up on the right-hand side. Snoot still setting up on the right-hand side as Optimus just playing kind of without Liberators for so long here is so interesting that he just purely depends on Ghosts. I mean, he's adding some Liberators on now, but I wonder if he even adds them to the army or if he just sends them across the map to harass. Looks like they are going to siege up here. I guess that's what he did back on Travancore as well. Siege them up but much later on, as we're going to see the Ghosts snipe down 3 Broodlords right away, and that's a 4th. Ultras though from the flank, and oh my god, those Ghosts have to get away behind the mineral line here, and they're going to take some damage. The Banes begin to connect, and there's more Banes rolling through. I think Optimus is dead here right now, because he's losing every single Ghost, and that is so difficult to recover from, as these Ultras are just destroying everything. The Ghosts that are left don't have energy to really add into play now, and so they can't snipe down the last few Ultras. Tanks are going down as well, and again, it looks as though this is just turning out to be a disastrous ending to Game 3 here from Optimus, as Snute will get his first map win of the day. With innovation left to play, though, it's going to be difficult to see him doing much at all, as you are going to see those Marines finishing off that Ultralisk here, and Snute still just flying around with these Overseers backing away over to the right-hand side as his reinforcements coming up. And this was the difference this game. Optimus didn't have much of a bank to fall back onto, and Snute most definitely did. Already 170 supply, getting ready to rock and roll as he attacks up top, and Optimus knows it's over. GG, he taps out.